Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm quiet. I'm quiet. I'm super quiet. I'm completely quiet. This is me being silent and also quiet. I'm very quiet. Silent. I'm not going to make any noise.
The beach house, snowstorm shopping, and how we spend our time. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do.
She's gonna do it.
She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it.
How are you, Track Jacket Melissa?
Hello, Amy.
Hello.
How are you this yucky morning?
Yeah. What have you got there? We missed the snowboat and got sneering.
You got dusted, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, barely.
You got dusted. We are
Barely.
expecting 3 days of snow.
You gonna get it. My friend Tara has already gotten a heavy dose. She's in Northern Virginia.
God, I hope I get it. I hope I get it.
And it's lovely. She lives in a little rolling hilled, multiple cottagey building, land for everywhere, kind of a farmy sort of a place. And it's just beautiful and loft, clouds of snow billowing over her hills. It's beautiful.
Okay. I hear how happy you all are about this snow. And by you all, I mean everybody I talk to is so... Tara, enjoy your snow.
That's her name, Tara. What do you want me to say?
Tara, enjoy your snow.
Tara.
Tara.
How else are you supposed to say it's Tara? It's what her name is.
Tara.
What am I supposed to call her?
I don't know. But
Pick a different name, Sharon. These are the way the words work.
Karen, Sharon, and Tara.
Sharon and Tara. There is no other. What is there? Sharon? Oh, Lord. Ouch. That hurt to say. Stop it. No one says that.
I have hives at the thought of this snowstorm.
Oh, come on. You learned to sled. You told us before. We were listening.
I sledded it once.
Oh.
I don't know what, I do know what it is. I have a parent, guess which one, who was paralyzed
You're so mean.
with snow fear. And that parent was kind enough to pass that shit on to me. The thought of driving, not the actual snow, the thought of driving in snow. And I've had some bad experiences. Like that has aided and abetted this psycho over here. But 3 days of snow, I'm not worried about being trapped in the house because
you're already trapped in the house
since March. And I'm fine with that. I actually have food being delivered today just before the rain and snow and sleet and wintry mix starts.
Oh, my Lord, you would not believe it. Yep. Okay.
And then 3 days. I mean, if it was 1 day bad snow, fine. No, it's like the never-ending 3 days. And I have a brother who lives in Rochester, New York.
So
actually,
I can
it doesn't
say
matter.
Tara, but you can't say Rochester, New York. I guess what are you supposed to say, Rochester? But it just sounds so fun. Rochester. Yeah, Tara. That's right. That's
No, I am correct. And he gets snow every day. I mean, every day for months.
They don't know how to act. They don't understand.
They have no sense.
That's right. They live there. They picked it. They chose the life.
They like it.
There are a lot of flawed people
They
in
like
the world.
it. It's crazy.
And the zip code is in Rochester. That's
I don't understand it, but he has the same parent that I do with the weather paralysis thing.
Did he talk to her, though? Did they have any kind of interactions, or was it really just everyone witnessing what she was doing to you and going,
She broke him, too.
Pass the popcorn.
She broke him,
Throw some
too.
on the ground. Okay, well, is he broken in non-winter sports ways?
I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't ski. He doesn't snowboard. He doesn't sled. He doesn't.
It's internal bleeding. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes, you can't see it, right?
It's can't set that bone. Got it.
PTSD. Yeah, so people live like that all the time. I just can't. The thought of, I don't know. And then I happen to know in the middle of those 3 days, my husband has to go to work. So in this snow apocalypse.
In the full-time four-wheel drive vehicle, and he goes to work, it's within 11 miles of your house. Is that right?
Yeah, probably like 6 or 7. But yeah.
I was going to guess that, but I figured, you would give me the
benefit, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have 2 cars that are, even his car is 4-wheel drive. Even his
Tesla. Come on.
It is. He's got the X one, the one that's the SUV
God's
one
sake.
that's weighs 10 million pounds and could get through anything. But he'll probably, I hope he'll take my car. I don't know why.
Did he buy a new Tesla? The other Tesla, the Tesla that I know was just a regular car. It wasn't an SUV. Did he get a different Tesla?
Maybe. Over a year ago. Maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. It's over. He's had it for a while. He had it before
the
COVID.
Tesla that I remember at one point decided to stop forwarding. And you guys were in it on the highway, and it automatically pulled over to the side of the road, and they're like, yeah, you're done. And somebody had to come and get your roadside assistance was so quizzical to me. That's how long ago I've talked about.
Yeah, so that was like 2 or 3 winters ago.
2 or 3 Teslas ago.
When we had theater tickets for Philadelphia, and on our way home, he hit a pothole. You know, in winter, when you lived up north, the potholes got so bad.
I know from potholes. We have them in the South too, because when you get a pothole down here, it's a sinkhole, and they decide, we ain't going to fix it. It's all right. If you drive around it, we'll get to that when you're on the list. Yeah, so they stay for a long time. Don't travel on that road. Pick a new road. Yep. Pothole, you hit it. Tesla. Old Tesla.
And he broke like a tire, and the Tesla's like, sir.
Tires required for forward motion.
Yes, since you no longer have access to all 4 tires, I will be steering you to the side of the road, and I will open the emergency snack section.
Allow me to help you to not. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So it steers you over. It calls for you, rescue, like whatever. Like anybody would normally press a button in a car or use their phone or like get out,
but
take your shirt off.
Elon Musk is like, a hologram pops out of the glove box with like a little special joint, and he's like, hey, we're going to hang out
with this.
Yeah.
And then it heats the seats for you, and it puts on the log fireplace for you, and it starts playing Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. And then you wait for... Yeah.
That's why Tesla sales are so high.
That's why Elon Musk is so high.
I got it. I combined it. I did 2 in 1. I'm very, very quick.
Yeah.
Clever. So clever.
You are very clever. So Stuart will be able to get to work, but that leaves me again here with 3 dogs and shoveling out an area for them to shit and shoveling. Like, it's just a hot mess. It comes with horror show. But I have kids home now, so they're going to start. They don't leave their rooms. They're going to suit up and shovel the deck and the grass.
I figured you would have solved this long ago. There's people who have tarps. You put down a tarp pre-snow on a grassy patch, so that when the snow comes, it snows on the tarp, and then you pull back the tarp and there's fresh, clean, ready, non-snowed grass that doesn't have to be mowed or shoveled.
I don't know this trick, and I would love this trick. The snow really upsets me, and it really, like, I can't have a normal conversation today with people because in the back of my head, it's kind of like having tooth pain. In the back of my head, I feel impending doom. So while feeling that dread, anything like, oh, I was wondering if, no, there's a chance, do you think that over my dead body? Like, I just can't rationally approach things when either I'm in pain, which is kind of a constant state of my back, or I'm going to see my parents, or, you know, one of those things like that just messes up everything else. So I made an Instacart order, and I want to tell you, when you make an Instacart order, when you've, I don't know, maybe taken Ambien or you've done some other, or you have 3 drinks in you, it's very different than the order you place for your weekly staples. It's a different animal altogether.
Okay, but you still have access to this instant cart.
Yeah,
no?
But not for the next few days. So I placed the order to get my kids like immediate sushi. So they have something to eat today. They can have, you know, their sashimi shit shows up. But I also, it seems, ordered Entenmann's chocolate frosted donuts, the family shareable size, party size bag of Smart Food. I might have had a cocktail.
Where'd you get this? Did you go to Wegmans? Did you get this Wegmans?
This is coming in from Wegmans. But like, this isn't my weekly order. That's not what
No, but it's so funny that you should say this because I myself had a trip to Mecca this very yesterday. And guess who was everywhere in the fucking marauded store but Instacarters? They
really?
were everywhere. I've
Yeah.
never noticed one before. I traveled out to Raleigh to drop off some stuff to El Chapo.
Yeah.
Give him his needs. The plan was that I was going to roll into town with some fudge stripe sticks, which I did not roll in
Sticks
with
or
fudge
cookies?
stripes.
Sticks or
He likes the sticks. He likes those, like the vanilla
I do, yeah.
wafer
Covered
that
in
your grandma
chocolate.
used to have. Yeah, Keebler said, well, let's make these edible. And then they cover them in chocolate.
Yeah, all right.
So he eats those as a sitting. Like he'll have a packet of entire cookies, and that's a snack.
And still weigh
So
11 pounds.
My plan was to roll in with that, give it to him, get out of his hair. But I didn't. So I rolled in and I said, well, look, I've got to on the way in. I said, listen, I didn't go to the store. I'm going to come right to you. And he's like, can we go to Popeyes? So it was basically, let's go to Popeyes. Let's go to Wegmans, trolley, lolly, lolly.
Did you fill his fridge? Did you fill his pantry?
I did.
I
and
love
he's
that.
such a dork. He wanted to get like Gorilla Glue and these weird popsicle sticks, like all this. I'm like, can you think like a college student for a minute? He's like, I need Ziploc bags. I'm like, wrong direction. Wrong direction. Let me guide you to the snack aisle. And he's like, they don't have fudge stripe sticks here. And I said, honey,
Of course they do.
Of
course they do.
This is why you're still in college.
What are you
have
talking
so much
about?
to learn. Yeah. So we went through the aisles, but it was a madhouse.
Well, didn't you get the dusting?
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it was all in preparation. But everybody in there, because I don't know this store ever. I've been in there a total of twice, this being time number 2. Because, when we dropped him off the first time. But I love Wegmans, so every chance I get, I just go in there to, pay homage. So I was walking around, and every person that I saw who had badges and lanyards and earpieces and phones and bags that they were clearly doing something official. And I was like, ooh, this is a person. Oh, it says Insta somewhere on their body. Like they're coated with this black-green business, and they move. They look around like, this is my fucking store.
And they're shopping
Get out
for
of the
like
way.
3 people at once.
And they're shopping for you.
Yeah,
they're
they're
buying
and
the
me, right.
weirdest shit. I love that a snowstorm's coming. We have to get the sushi delivered.
All right, so let me ask you. In your days of being snowed in, did you make French toast in the morning? Eggs, milk, bread. Like you have to get those 3 things, and bananas. There's a run
We're
on
gonna
bananas
have milk
too.
sandwiches. No, but I know that's true. Yes, everybody's going to have milk. So that's the big joke. You're going to have milk sandwiches because there's no milk and there's no bread.
So
what the fuck are you making?
So because we've never made that on a snow day. I mean, I don't know. We eat the same shit all the time. I did put Pop-Tarts in there for my kids, but I had a drink and then I went on Instacart, and I don't recommend that because you are spending
Yikes.
money you do not need to be spending. Smart food, party size. Need I say more?
How did you run out of this is my first question. So it's funny that you bought the treats, right? And your treats were this. Because when I was in there, I bought a few treats for myself.
What'd you get?
I got things that you would be like, they even sell that? I got, those clear plastic square tubs. At the deli, they have the round plastic things that you would fill things up in the deli. Do you want a small size? Do you want a medium size?
Yes, of
Those
course.
plastic ones. The new ones are like the clear ones, and they're filled with all sorts of good things like chocolate-covered gummy bears and, those little containers.
Of course. And I know
So
Wegmans. I know they're...
So you can get like a big one.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I got 2 big ones. One of dried whole sliced peaches and one of dried whole sliced pears. So it's the whole size of a pear in a slice dried. Not like a chip of a pear. Stop blinking. These were really good purchases.
Blink, 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 blink.
They
blink,
were very
blink.
expensive, but my God, they're luscious. They're dried in such a way. Stop making that face.
I don't
They're
understand.
They're dried in such a way where if you could imagine taking a beautiful, gorgeous, perfect peach, peel it so there's none of the fizz, right? Slice it down the side. So you got a thick, almost like you would slice a tomato, right? A thick slice of peach. No pit, just peach. And then dry that. So the whole thing, but don't fully dry it out so that it's all barren and menopausal. Dry it so that it's still got that nice chewy bite to it. So you've removed like 3/4 of the liquid. You've had dried fruit before. You've had a piece of dried pineapple.
I've had dried fruit before.
And when you eat a piece of dried pineapple, you don't go, you bite into it and it's sugary and it tastes like candy and it's still got a nice tooth to it and it's chewy.
So
it's delightful.
Wegmans hooked you up with your pears, you said, and peaches?
I'll show you later.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a convert. Look, you're buying fucking cold fish and having someone deliver it in the snow. I win with peaches that have been dried out previously.
Yeah, and
because I'm gonna make them into a special dessert delight that I've stolen and I'm gonna say that I invented, and I'm really excited about it. But that'll happen.
Yeah,
later.
so you use them to bake. I would go to that section and I would buy toasted marshmallow jelly bellies, and I would just eat an entire bag of jelly beans, all one flavor, all the toasted marshmallow flavor. And then
I almost bought some of those little baby daffodils, the ones where there's like 18 of them in a tiny little pot, and they're like pencil sized, and they pop up, and they have the little tiny little trumpet. I thought, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to drive now for an hour and almost 2 hours. Stop it. So I put it back.
So after you did this big shop for child number
Dope.
1,
Yeah.
and you got some stuff for yourself.
Yeah.
Child really number
Those
1.
two things and a bottle of underarm deodorant, and that's it.
Oh, that's it? You didn't get any snacks for the
Well,
car?
because I was getting ready to go crazy, and I thought, you know what? What are you doing? As exciting as this is, it really is just a supermarket. I mean, I have to admit that by categorical definition, it's a supermarket. So I was like, just slow down.
It's a
Just
supermarket is what it is.
stop. I could never, ever leave. I'd be the happiest person in the world to just stay there. But I thought, you know what? I've gotten these two ridiculous. I mean, they were, each one of them was $20.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're legit. Well, I mean, imagine if you had that many peaches to dry them out.
That's true. That's
So-
easily. Yeah. We have a mutual friend out in Oregon who was Marco Poloing with me, and she said, I've got to go finish my sumo orange. I started it yesterday. Have you ever...
There's too much. Stop. There's too much. I gotta take it in pieces. That's too much. That's way too much. Okay, you don't need to have you ever. Just stop. What?
Have you ever...
Stop. No, I need a moment. Gotta collect my thoughts. Okay. Really?
Have you
All right.
ever taken 2 days to eat a piece of fruit?
What? We're going to begin with, what is a sumo orange?
All right.
And follow-up question.
Fair
Part
enough.
B. Is it real? Or is that just a made-up Saragonian pretend fruit?
Yeah, I had never heard of a sumo orange before.
No.
I have family that live in Florida, and they send you the honey bells seasonally, and it's orange country down there, and honey bells are the treat because they're very, very seasonal. So I'm like, first of all, I couldn't get past the fact that it took her 2 sittings to sit down, an orange. I don't care how big it is. Grapefruits don't take 2 sittings, and they're bigger by definition than oranges.
Why are you going back? I mean, if you can't get through the orange, it's beat you.
It's like woman versus food. Food has won.
Yes, orange wins. It's not, you need to stop. I mean, think of any other food. I'm going to start day 2 of my hamburger.
No.
Right? Why?
Pizza,
No.
yes. Pizza, yes. You can't eat a whole pizza.
No. An orange is a single serving. A pizza is a family meal.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So if you're saying, I'm going to go back and finish my slice.
That's ridiculous. You should be punished.
Yes. There is no, well, I don't even understand it. God, I'm really upset by this because I don't even understand it. She's such an organic. And then something called a sumo orange has got to be chemically pretended.
I don't know.
I don't understand how it could be. And is it like the size of your face?
No.
How big is a sumo orange?
I will post a picture on Brillobssquad. I want you to know.
It's not a thing.
2 days later, I was in Whole Foods to get my child a scone because I'm a good mom. And I saw a sign that says, just in, sumo oranges.
You're so ridiculous.
And I said,
probably cost like $94.
And
for
I
one
said,
orange.
shut the fuck up. They do exist. I felt like I was in an M&M commercial. They do exist. He does exist. So I took their little bag, oranges. I think there are 4 oranges in this little bag. And to be honest with you, I don't care how much they cost because I had to know if I could eat it in one sitting. I had to know if I was more of a woman. I was more accomplished than our friend Sarah at eating an orange. The answer is yes. I am.
Okay.
It was delicious. It is a large orange. It's not watermelon sized orange. I will post a picture for you. And
What
it was
has happened
delicious.
to you too? The whole thing. It's so strange. I just don't understand it.
So you've never heard of them either. Sumo oranges.
No, but I'm also
No.
Well, we have clementines. Yes, we have.
Those are tiny.
Yes, we have mandarins. Yes.
Tiny.
Yes. That's what the kids eat. They like the little bitty babies.
Because they feel
And
like
then
giants.
we have navels. But a lot of times with the navel, it's the skin, the peel is so thick. You get this giant thing and you get really excited and you bust it open. And it is delicious, but it's like, that's a lot of peel, you faker. It's a pound of peel.
How do you start an orange?
Oh, I just go in. I don't need any tools. God has gifted me with hands and fingers.
Yeah. So
I don't need teeth. A lot of people start with your teeth.
Stuart goes right in with his teeth, and I
used to when I was a little kid. Yeah.
That's awful. That's a
What?
terrible
Why?
taste because it's a terrible taste.
Oh.
And who knows what jackhole's been touching your outside fruit thing.
Yeah, I love germs. I don't care about that. But
I
the
love
other
germs.
the other thing is, it doesn't. You're not really tasting it. It's just kind of a quick little zoink, and then you're ready to go.
He opens things with his teeth too. That's what makes me fucking crazy.
It's very bad. Well, you have real teeth. I don't have. Yeah, my teeth need some adjusting.
I have real teeth, or I have
you have attentive teeth. You have spent teeth time.
right.
Yes, I want to get my teeth whitened, and my oldest son's teeth are not white, and it's gross. And I'm like, you got to fix that shit. I don't care if you get educated. You got to get your grill done, right?
People will judge you by what they see before what
so
you say.
fucking fast. So I'm like, just straighten your shit up. You got to get in there and brush and peroxide something. Found this charcoal toothpaste, like a regular brand of toothpaste, Colgate, somebody, Crest, I don't care who it is, somebody.
Yep.
Makes a charcoal version. And I thought, are you kidding me? I thought, well, I don't care. Let's make the child do it. So I gave it to him. And during my drop-off,
Better?
he actually said, you should buy some of that charcoal toothpaste. It really works. I'm seeing a difference. And I looked at him and said, and who are you? You're brushing your teeth now? When did this happen?
When you put him in the same place with girls is when it happened.
No, he's so gross with that shit. It didn't matter before. So I don't know. I think he's living alone, and lots of these habits are probably occurring out of super boredom. I would hope.
Well, you should
like
introduce
loneliness,
him.
boredom, like no one else is here, and you
Aw.
get fined if you have anybody else in your room. Like
Aw.
it's a super you are on your own kind of a thing.
Can you introduce him to the sumo orange? It might keep him busy for a couple of days. He's about Sarah's size. It might
Well,
keep
I gotta admit, the whole reason that I went out there, in addition to he had some stuff to be dropped off, swapped. But I mean, there's a postal system delivery service theoretically that could have gotten this to him. But part of the reason that it was like, well, let me just run that out there. We were texting. I text from time to time. How are you? Fine. Gotta go. Not a whole lot. And on Friday came back with, I never want to go through that again. I was like, okay, what are we not going through again? And he had a workshop, a critique. He's in the architecture program, and the assignments are in studio. Go build, make, create, do this thing on this concept and this assignment. Bring it in. We're all going to do the same, and then everyone's going to pick each other apart.
Ouch.
So, well, that's what crits are. So, I mean, that's how it works. And he showed me, he sent me a photograph of what he turned in. Didn't really tell me the assignment. Sent me a photograph of what he turned in. It looked pretty good. 3D model that he had built. So when I say 3D model, he had constructed a thing out of actual pieces and parts and, painted it and put it all together. And here, I'm turning in this thing. And I was like, wow, that looks pretty good. I don't know what the concept was, meaning I don't know what you were supposed to fulfill.
Right.
And then he says, yeah, it's not about that. This is what some of the rest of the class turned in. And he took a picture of the Zoom call, and it looked like I was previewing a product catalog. I've never seen anything like that. It was just ridiculously pristine.
They were professional.
Well, I don't even get it. And so I was like, yeah, those are really good. fast forward to sitting in the car, windows down, eating the Popeyes that we had gotten through drive-through, talking about it. And he said, look, and even during texting me, he's like, I'm never doing that again. So I'm meeting with my professor. We've got a call at XYZ time. I'm going to spend the whole weekend in the lab. I'm going to be figuring this out, blah, blah, blah. I got a lot of work to do. And I was like, well, that's great.
That's what freshman year is all about.
I hate that you feel like shit. I love that your response is, so I gotta. That's the job. Good job. Come to find out, these fuckers that he's comparing himself to
grad students
are junior transfer students.
Okay.
Juniors who have transferred from another school. And I'm like, why are you comparing yourself to juniors? These are people who are juniors in college. They can drink. They have leases. They're probably married. They've already retired. They could be teaching this class. They already have a degree. What's fucking wrong with you? You're still figuring out toothpaste.
I think what you mean is they're more experienced than he is. I don't know about all of those other things.
He's like, yeah, I guess I was freaking out. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm super supportive. You're right. Now shut up. Hey, I know we got to move on, but what can you tell me about the Jewish space lasers that caused the California wildfires?
I thought that was a secret. I can't believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene knew all about it.
She busted up the cabal. Sorry, the cable, as I've heard her say.
She's a fucking crackpot. Who voted for this woman?
More than 60 people in Georgia. She had a town hall recently and 60 people came.
Who voted for this woman?
People to get her elected. Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying. I'm going to jump off politics because I'm going to.
We gotta man the laser minds. Yeah.
Well, that's what I do after we record.
Right. I'll help you.
It's not my turn yet.
Converted.
When it's my turn, you can help. So while doing the shop, I put some cheese in my Instacart on my order, and I thought,
hey,
I need American cheese. Why do they make that in the color orange or yellow?
Well, we've covered this before, but which you get both, right?
No, white. White. I think in everything else in the world, we're taking dyes and colors out, but in certain foods, your habit comment from before seems to fit in. Why? I was at the Amish market and I placed my order and the woman said, "Don't you have orange American cheese?" And the girls behind the counter who still cannot figure out how to wear a mask tilted their cute little Amish heads and their buns and their bonnets and said, "No. These girls are not adding color to, it was just a crazy."
Well, I gotta say, I'm from the Mid-Atlantic like you are. I'm from exactly the same part of the world eventually that, you are. And there was it was a sacrilege to have orange cheese. The only orange cheese that you would even encounter would be when you were pointing the finger and saying, that's government cheese, which is low-grade Velveeta. There is no, it was just
Velveeta's
the sickest,
government
weirdest,
cheese?
That's Velveeta is brand name government cheese. Government cheese, and I know from government cheese because my grandmother used to get government cheese, and I'm here to tell you it's delicious. They give you a loaf in a cardboard box, unlabeled, and wrapped, and inside is basically Velveeta, but it's government style. I don't know why she would get it or how she would get it, probably because she was, into her high 80s, and you get these sorts of things when you live alone and have no income. Yeah, so, but we were all there taking care of everything, but she would still get it. And occasionally we would have these government cheese sandwiches. So here's what I'm here to tell you. Growing up in our part of the world at the time, orange cheese, really of any kind, but specifically orange American cheese, was a sacrilege. Now I am a convert. There are specific uses for orange American cheese, so much so that I have both types in my refrigerator right now, and I always do. Always. I'm never without.
What is the type where the orange American is the only thing that could handle the job? What do you use that for?
I'm here to tell you we can and should do a blind taste test because they're very likely the same thing. I love American cheese. I adore it. I love it so much that I'm particular about the brand that we get. I don't like Boar's Head American cheese, and you maybe have even seen on the internet that there was a recent kerfuffle that Boar's Head American cheese does not melt when you take a flame to it. It refuses to melt. Well, yes, you should make that face.
That's gross.
You're right. And that's not American cheese's fault, boar's head. And they have since addressed it. So that's super gross. But I mean, that's akin to saying the ice cream sandwiches, you know, those little tiny brown cookie wafer, chocolate wafer. Yeah, they don't melt either. You can sort of leave them out and they just don't melt because they're not really a food product. Still delightful, still delicious. I digress. The two types of cheese. If you would like to have a proper multi-orgasmic grilled cheese sandwich, you're going to start with a base of orange American cheese, and you're going to supplement with 1 to 2 other cheese types. But the base and the gooiness of that cheese is going to be on the orange colored American melty McMeltdown cheese. It really will change your life and your name and your game and the whole thing. Got to do it. It's delicious. Did you ever watch that movie Chef? If you haven't seen it, you have to stop.
Of course.
Okay,
oh, yeah, of course.
There's a scene in there when he's talking to his kid and he's making him a grilled cheese sandwich, and he actually, that's the recipe that we use. It's beyond fantastic. You put oil on the griddle, you butter the bread, you put a little bit of oil on the griddle so it gets twice. And some people swear by mayonnaise. I've actually made it with mayonnaise before. Have you ever heard about this?
No.
Yeah. Well, mayonnaise is really just a fat, gang. So instead of using butter on the outside of your bread, many people use mayonnaise. And they'll even ask you in the South, do you want that with mayonnaise? It's the strangest thing, but they do. And I always used to say, no.
No, thank you.
It's like saying, do you want your grilled cheese sandwich with roast beef and crickets? Like it's what? No, I don't. If you smear mayonnaise on the outside of the grilled cheese before you toast it, it will get the deepest, most luscious, slightly hidden, tangy, golden, crunchy, crusty, textury color and taste that you've ever had in your life.
I'm drooling.
You have to do it. So you do that. You put the oil and your choice of fat. You slather the bread and oil on the griddle, and you go low and for a long time. You cook it open face for the most time to get the cheese to bubble almost all the way through the middle. Then you sandwich it together and flip it quickly. That's the secret. And the reason you use multiple cheeses is because American cheese is for the flavor, but the other cheeses are for the pull and the gooey gobbliness.
I'm drooling.
You should be drooling. It's worth it.
Oh my God, I'm drooling.
I'm telling you, yellow American cheese, don't hate on it.
Ooh.
Don't hate on it.
Ooh,
the Wisconsiners can't be... It's a very, very, very North American thing where they go into like the Colby hoop cheese and all that.
Oh my God,
weird
stop with your
madness.
cheeses. You're killing me. Oh my God.
You can fascinate a woman with a piece of cheese.
I would like to talk to you about the reach around. I waited for Amy to drink before I said it.
And we're back.
I'd like to talk to you about the reach around.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I like those.
What is that?
It's a 2 for 1.
Yeah. The reach around in this case, the one to which I am referring, is when there's someone in our lives who needs medical advice and they call me. That is their attempt at getting to my husband. And
that's a reach around. That's not what you want.
And it's a reach around. And I thought the reach around is supposed to give you a little extra woo as opposed to
boop, 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 boop. Yep.
I don't
Good
know.
time.
I didn't go to medical school. I am only a doctor by insertion. Like I don't know.
They don't want you.
Right.
They want you to get out of the way.
So what do I say? Like what am I supposed to say? I'm like, do you want me to get? No. I just want you to. You don't. You don't want me. I have mommy medicine. That's all I have is mommy medicine.
Well, you could do what Frasier always did on Cheers. He carried business cards. And whenever anyone would start asking him questions, he would take one out and say, make an appointment.
Oh, that's so funny. I do have a friend who does that, who won't give any medical advice whatsoever. Won't give any medical advice.
You could give wrong medical advice and they'll never come back. That's the daddy plan. When they empty the dishwasher like a crackhead, put your dishes in like the neighbor's yard. They can't figure out how to do fucking anything until you're like, just stop it and get out. I'll do it myself. You could be that person. That seems exactly like your modus operandi, that you would passive aggress your way out of this. No? Good?
No, because these are people I care about. They came to us with questions. You don't want them to die. But they didn't come to us. They came to me. Like,
why?
Does my husband mind? Right. Does my husband mind giving medical advice? No. Call him.
It's kind of his jam.
Why are you calling me to get to him? You want his...
Is it like sensitive questions?
Some of them have been.
Oh.
Some of them have been, but not sensitive. I won't discuss it with your spouse. Sensitive, like, I don't know about your genitals. Like, I don't want to be responsible for giving you genital advice. Like, I can't.
Okay. So stop. Okay. Now I need some additional information. So, are these female friends?
Both. I've gotten both.
Stop. These are female friends, emphasis on friends of yours, who have called you and said, lady part, question, ding, ding, ouch. Like, are they calling you and asking this sort of thing?
No.
Because that's just a friend. That's not, and you got the hookup so that if, it's starting, I've seen strange things happening. Let's ask the medical professional. No. Okay. Or, well then, what are they really, if these things that they normally would ask a doctor, but they're calling you, like that's what you're saying?
Yes.
They're not calling you as a friend. They're calling you as a receptionist for Dr. Stewart.
Correct. This is the reach around. Do I go to the doctor for this? What's it like at the emergency department? Is it so crowded? Is it all COVID-y? Do I want to be there? Am I allowed to go in?
Oh my God.
Is testicle pain normal? Like, all of the questions of it hurts when I go like
will
this.
Become normal if you keep calling me with these questions. That's terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
It's terrible because that's super specific. It's not like I'm having an urgent crisis right now. We're in the car. Help us. It's I'm feeling kind of urgenty. What do you think? Should I go to the place your husband works? Like, that's a weird
He used
call.
to get phone calls to see how long the wait was. And he said, well, this is an emergency department, so it really shouldn't matter because if you're having an emergency, you're not going to have to wait. If you're having a heart attack, you come right in. If you're here because you're snotty and you've been coughing for 3 weeks prior to COVID, you've been coughing to 3 weeks. I'm not your primary care doc. Like, you have a doc for that, yeah?
They used to have competing billboards along the highway down here that had a connected time clock to the exact wait. And
How
they would
many
tell
minutes?
you there is currently a 9-minute wait in the emergency room. And then the competing hospital would say there is currently a 14-minute wait. And I was like, what?
That's a Southern thing. I don't see that up here.
So weird.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like, we laugh at it when we pass it because you don't know. You don't know what's going to come in and what's going to disrupt that 7 minutes till being seen. I do also want to let you know that we put an offer on a beach house and they
holy.
They rejected it.
That was quick and done.
Yes. So we put an offer and they're like, I think we can get full price. Bye-bye. So we were nervous and almost excited. And then kind of like when you flip a coin to see heads or tails. And when you get one, you know which one you actually wanted because you're either disappointed or excited. So
that's the point of flipping the coin.
Right. So we flipped the coin and found out that we were a little disappointed that we didn't get this beautiful new construction-y, beachy house. That's okay. We'll keep looking for something probably that we can afford a little bit better than the reach around that we were poking at on that one. But you will have a place to go. Don't worry. I'll find you a place. I will find you a place. I promise.
Thank you.
Last week you asked about the flaccid penis issue.
Oh my gosh. I thought that it would stimulate, pun intended, a little bit more conversation, but we did get some feedback and I also now can't stop thinking about it and I have more to say. But you share what you
No,
heard.
I want to let you know the feedback we got was it's a real thing. It's a problem. People seek therapies for it. And yes, it's very real. So it's weird that putting it into a forum of anonymous-y forum that nobody had anything for you because it seems to be very real.
And even the thing that we heard with the explicit, so grateful to get this feedback, explicit detail. Here, I can tell you exactly what happened. It was someone that I knew from as far back as high school. And this was, a matter that was discussed with me. It happened, years later, heard it again. So firsthand experience, understand. And it was tough on this person, this man who was dealing with this his whole life. That's sort of not even what I'm asking about.
Right.
That's clearly a medical problem.
That's not the case.
That's clearly a physical mechanical problem. What I'm talking about is the Hollywood
I
hype
was in my head and I couldn't
of,
this time.
here we are and I'm with you and there's no reason for anyone not to be stimulated and turned on by you, but magically it's just not happening. There's never been
Normally
in the
when
history.
Someone licks my balls, I don't have a trouble getting an erection, but right
Wow.
now.
Yeah, okay, got it. This reach around should be working, right? All these things. I'm just trying to say, barring, that's what I was getting at, barring like some sort of physical,
Medical problem.
obviously there are physical and medical problems. And it's weird because obviously the scenario I'm describing is a physical medical problem. But what I'm saying is it is so specific to an experience, right? This person can have an erection in other environments, alone, or who knows what. But magically today or at this moment, it's not working. To me, that's not, that's sort of, it's driven by a psychological situation, or it's driven by it's not like, oh, the vas deferens has decided to tweak out or whatever the fuck it is. Like that's not, and sad for you, and go get that fixed. Have some ED medication. It exists. Bob Dole, be friends. You're going to be fine. I'm just talking about the Hollywood idea of just today. Still, I got to believe it's fall. If it was happening, somebody would be crying on somebody's shoulder and saying, how did this happen? He must be gay. I don't understand it. I mean, even my friends who are fucking gay have, one, had sex with women, and then two, when they decided they could no longer have sex with women, my favorite famous line from Eric is, put your shirt on, I've got something to tell you. Right? He's so fucking great.
But I'm
don't
pretty
bother
confident.
with your tests. I told you when he got the DUI, one of many, and he was super drunk and he got out of it. It was terrible. It was on the Schuylkill Expressway. Not a good place to be drunk. You shouldn't be drunk driving. And he got out of the car. The police pulled him over and they were going to make him walk the line and do all this stuff. And he gets out and he swings his arm wide and then he puts him in front of him like, as if to say, handcuff me, the gesture. And he goes, don't bother with your tests. And he slaps his wrists together. So drunk.
Eric.
To the cop. Yeah. He's cleaned himself up. He's super great. Everything's fantastic. And he's still gay. And it's his best thing for him. We love the gays.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. I was just remembering lots of stories I have with Eric and drinking and also being gay. But your question is, even he would have an erection if stimulated properly by any
Yes!
by any gender. Like I'm pretty confident.
It's a mathematical 1 and 1 is boink.
I'm pretty
It
confident
works.
that a woman could probably excite the shit out of me as easily as, probably easier to be honest, because she would probably know she's doing better than a man. I mean, so your theory is it's not real. My theory is it's real, but it is not at all as pervasive as Hollywood would have you think.
I'm here. Yes, that's exactly. And you know what? I don't know why that comes as any kind of a surprise. I'm still watching. I'm in season infinity of Grey's Anatomy. And every single person who comes in there has one of 3 conditions because it matches up with one of the 3 specialists they have. They don't get like cancer. They don't get like flu. They don't get all this stuff.
I don't know what to do.
Right. And I'm already at the point where I'm like, really? Just really? Come on. But I'm sticking with it.
But
It's my
everybody
fucking
has a
homework.
heart issue because there's always a banging cardiologist.
And there's more neurological surgery than is, in the history of any hospital ever. And it's always like schistosomiasis or something where, the parasites are climbing up through his penis, into his brain.
Do you mean
Yeah,
he's
'cause
got a
that's
penis
regular.
fish?
Yeah. Everybody has sex with everybody else. And none of them, and on this show. Oh, now we're at the point where somebody got his penis broken. Because that happens. That super happens. Because they're having sex and she broke his bone, literally. And he had to have special penis surgery to fix his non-bonular penis. Are you kidding me? Is this a kidding of me?
So you're saying it's not very realistic? Is that what you're saying?
How many guys do you know who have a broken ass penis?
I've met none.
From roughity tough sex.
I've met none.
Yes, that's true. That's accurate. This is a fiction. I don't know why I'm angry. I guess that's what I should get back to. Why am I perturbed that a fiction actually has fictional scenarios in it that aren't real?
Shocker.
If they were on the moon, he'd be erect. Like, I just I don't get why I'm... I don't get it. Okay. I'm going to let it go. I will stop thinking about the penis. Not going to stop.
You will never stop thinking about the penis. But on
It's
the
really good,
other
guys.
side of the body, you're curious about wedgies.
Oh my God, don't you hate them? How do people survive? Are you a thonger?
I'm not a thonger.
Would you be?
I don't understand the question.
What would it take for you to be a thonger?
I'm pretty confident I'd prefer not to wear underwear than wear something that's creeping up my bunghole.
Why? I mean, I get that if you have a tasty, luscious ass, you don't want to have seams on it. But yeah, it's like even the front part of it. Why are you wearing? Yeah, it's so fucking small. What kind of protective barrier is it giving you? What's even the purpose? Here's my point to you. When we were watching Spanish Underpants, which is whatever the name of the show is that we were watching on Netflix, the super dubbed Spanish show, at one point in the heist, they're in the middle of a bank robbery. Within 15 minutes, there would be a woman with her butt cheeks hanging out of her underpants, which is why I started calling this show Spanish Underpants. On the beaches, they're like, it's worse than the thong, because at least the thong, you're committing to the weird. You're going to wedge some floss up your ass, and that's how it's going to be. With this regular style now, you've got 2/3 of your ass cheek hanging out. Mm-hmm. I can't handle that even inside my own pants. How would you be able to walk it around with the... I get that it's beautiful. It's delightful. Look at this ass region. It's gorgeous. I'm in awe. I'd like to shake your hand over your butt cheeks. Can you tuck it back the fuck up in the pants or take the pants off? I look at it and I don't think, look at that beautiful curved, Venus-looking human statuesque, beautiful.
Is there a place
perfection
for it?
I look at it and I think, ow, 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 pull it. Like, I mean, just yikes.
But they don't seem to feel that way. Is the beach the place for it?
Do they though? Do they though? Is this a thing where they've become desensitized to the horrors of the wedgie? Or are they just walking around like wearing high heel shoes that fucking hurt? And they're like, I like wearing high heel shoes that hurt because I'm going to get laid and I don't mind. And that's the way it's going to be. They're going to hurt until I take them off. I mean, I'm trying to say people don't wear high heel shoes around their home during COVID.
Because it's enjoyable.
They're not comfortable.
Right.
You don't wear them and say like, I just feel like a special queen today. So there's something about these wedgies. And I just really am trying to check. Am I super sensitive to the wedgie? Because there's no chance. There's no chance. Even if I had an ass worthy of dangling out of the panties, I'm going to get some pants. I'm going to cover that shit up or else bear it all, as you said. So tell me.
Well, when I say I would rather wear no underpants than a wedgie, I am not bearing it all. In no way am I bearing it all. I'm covering it all, but I'm covering it all with something tight enough to have shown. Normally I wear a boy short.
Yeah, you're another one of these. I have another friend who wears those.
I like the boy short. I mean, for at least the way I'm built, it's one of the more flattering appearances. I have to tell you, I learned at a very early age to know your assets, right? You know what on you. I put on a mask and I'm about to leave the house. I'm like, well, the only thing showing is my eyes. All right, let me do something with my eyes. It's the only thing. Like, let me give a shit a little bit about my face. So I've got long legs and I have almost no ass. So I don't know. I don't mind wearing super tight pants. And I, again, don't mind not wearing underoos with them because boy shorts do not go with super tight pants.
No, boy shorts are actually incredibly unflattering to most body types. So count yourself very lucky that it's like there's one facial shape that goes with all sunglasses. So you have the body that goes with all underpants. So congratulations.
All underpants.
You have multi-underpant body.
Bing. So I see the look that you're talking about and I'm all of a sudden drawn to pull my underpants out of my butt where they aren't, by the way, but it's
like the whole
looking.
Side. I agree. To me, it's like the whole side boob thing, where we go through these phases where it's the front cleavage that everybody for always wants to look at the front cleavage. And then at some point, side cleavage became the thing where it's like, let's put the side of your boob hanging out and not worry so much about the front so that you can catch it from the side. It's almost like somebody decided, well, what if the butt was not good enough looking right where it is? Let's let some of it peek out of those pants so it looks like you're wearing too small of a pants. don't know. Is it? I fixate on ow, 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 ow.
I think it's both.
It's not sexy.
I think it's both a fashion and a youth thing. So I am going to relinquish it to anyone but me, because both fashion, as much as I can appreciate it and just adopt a little piece of it for my life, it none of this refers to me. This has nothing to do with me, and I can look and appreciate on anywhere else. But when your child says, I need new underwear, and when I'm wearing these pants, I need thongs, I tilt my head and scrunch my face and think, okay, all right.
What? Why? Why does she need a thong? Why?
She doesn't want underwear lines in her clothes. That's the whole point. Not because, oh God, does it feel good with that cotton or nylon or shoved up my keister? No. Ew. So it's for lines, no panty lines. So yeah. I'm okay. I'll get that for you, because you have both youth and fashion on your side. It's not for me. It's not meant for women my age. And if you are like the girls on the bikes that I ride,
God bless you.
Yeah, you're a different animal altogether. You're definitely not common.
I'm sure it's super sexy. I'm sure it's super sexy and hot and everything.
That's a different story. Are you talking about with nothing else on? Like, let's attract?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't see. You know what I'm saying? I don't see thongs. I don't.
Thong.
They're not the bottom part of what someone's wearing. So it's not like she's wearing a thong and she's wearing boy shorts. It's like people are dressed, so I don't really know what their underwear is. And if I do, half the time I'm thinking, that's probably too tight. If I could tell what your underpants are. My point to you is, when you see someone in a thong, for me, the only time is when someone is selling a thong or at the beach.
Okay.
Right? So, or in some sort of a televised, every man has impotence problems. Every woman wears these butt fallout underpants. It's like it's spilling over the top. Come on. I don't know. I'm sure it's great. It's not going to work on me. And here's the thing. I've made this point enough, but evidently I can't make this point enough. Even if I had the body to pull this off, I cannot do it. I will not abide it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Gross. Ouch.
Agreed.
It's like socks. It's like flip-flop socks where you put the socks on and they have the big toe in there. Yeah, I don't want a sock in between my toes.
I like my
that.
toes touching. I like mittens. I like
don't
Bernie Sanders mittens.
I don't need feet glove socks, whatever the fuck those are called, toe socks. Oh,
hey, Amy.
And I used to have them when I was a little kid.
Did you really? Were they rainbow?
Hole.
Were they rainbow?
Yes, they were. Of course they were rainbow glow. And I had a banana seat bike and it was purple. I've gone down a rabbit hole. Pull me out.
I'm pulling you out. Hey, Amy, what are you watching?
Well, right now I'm still watching fucking Grays,
okay.
And I'm in a gray black hole. But I'm told Lupin is the thing to watch.
Just finished it last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, the whole family. It was forced family fun for us. It was, 5-6 episodes. So for a night, for 5 nights, we watched it together, and it was great. And now we want season 2, and who the fuck knows when that'll happen.
Shit.
I watched a brief, because once you start these international series, there's a lot out there that's really interesting. I watched Valeria. It takes place
that's in my queue.
In Madrid, and it's kind of pornographic. I think you'll like it. Sex is involved. I think you'll like it. But it brought about a question that I wanted to ask you as a writer. I also started finding not Nemo. It's like an Indiana Jones for kids. It's not Disney. It's on. Oh dear. So I'll think of it. I have a writing question for you. If you wrote a novel and it's Finding Ohana. Did you see that?
Okay. Yeah, I feel like probably not. No.
Yeah,
it seems like it's bringing something, but I can't visualize what the cover would be. So it's
in Hawaii. It's in Hawaii. It's super cute. I'm halfway through it. It's what I'm doing while folding laundry. If you wrote a novel and it was, there go my dogs. If you wrote a novel and it was purchased or published through some place that said, I could publish this under your name, But
Sure.
if I publish it under a pseudonym that we've been using as an umbrella for all this kind of fiction, you will make tons more money. What choice would you make?
It depends on the work itself. If this was work that I was creating and I was doing lots and lots of work, writing lots and lots of things because I wanted to sell something, I would absolutely sell it for the highest amount of money. If this was work that the work itself, the creative expression was the thing that for me, it comes, maybe that's not clear.
Well, you're
enough.
writing
So
a novel.
Let me back up.
So,
well, no. So what? So what?
That's the creative. So that's obviously.
No. That's not what it, let me be clear. So you can, and this is easy for me to answer, but I'm not doing a good job. So I want to do a good job. You can choose writing as your profession. And as your profession, your goal is to sell, option, earn as much from your writing as possible. So you are going to pursue that as your profession. It is a bonus in that mindset to also then have the ability to do your true, finest, best creative work, because that is elusive and you're always pursuing it. And here's what I mean by that. You are looking to earn your living and make your way in the world as a professional writer, and this is your genre that you're writing in. So the more that you sell, the more opportunities that you will have to sell something else. When you're working on a novel, you're never going to show somebody the finished novel, because the very first question that you get that is in the most remote way of positive, supportive, is what else do you have?
Yeah, because they loved it. They want more.
Yeah, or they hated it, but they didn't hate it so much. No. The most common question is, this is not for us. What else do you have? That's a way of saying, we see talent here. This piece is not doing it. So there's always got to be multiple things that you're working on, and you would be very blessed indeed to have everyone feel like a piece of your heart and soul fire, right? So look at it this way. Shonda Rhimes made her way in the world by writing Disney princess movies. They were not her heart and soul fire.
Right.
She made her way in the world, and that's what led to the opportunity for her to create Shondaland, because she wrote enough stuff and sold it, because her mindset was, I want to make a living on my ideas. Now, I've always made a living on my ideas. I've just not done so in this genre. I've always made 100% of my living for my entire lifetime has been on my ideas, period. I come up with something, I create something in a variety of forms and formats, and I'm paid handsomely for it. What I'm doing right now is shifting that mindset to, putting these ideas down that are very important to me, and I haven't yet identified the person or people who are going to pay me for them. What you are giving up if you were to sell something in this option land of ghost writerdom is that you aren't building anything for yourself. You're just
giving it away.
You're selling it for the sake of selling it, right?
To pay mortgage.
You're giving away a whole lot of you and getting only money in return. So if what you want is money, fucking do it. That's why people do lots of things. So that's my answer. Why? You gonna sell something?
No, I was just asking. It was a theme in something that I saw that I was wondering what your take was. I'm also watching Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and if you
love that show, you're still watching it.
If you haven't, shame on you. You're doing the wrong
terrible.
thing. If
it's
you are
terrible.
not, dear listener, if you are not watching this show, you are doing the wrong thing.
Everybody who watches it and likes it loves it. I actually saw somebody in the media, bestowing its virtues just yesterday, and I thought, oh, here we go. And they were, it's getting renewed, so there must have been a spate of 2 or 3 episodes that are really, really good, because people are talking about it again and hadn't really been talking about it. I watched it for an episode and a half, and the whole time I was thinking, this is really painful and a lot of work. It felt like that comedian show that you like that I can't get into and don't think it's funny and don't like. With Little Dick Energy. What's his name?
Little Dicky.
Bobby Dix-a-lot.
Dave.
Little Dicky.
Yeah.
Dave.
Oh, I love that show too. That show won awards. His finale on that
show
won.
I sat there silently watching it and going, how did this get made? I don't even get it. It's just not funny. Not to me.
Oh, but this Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist is exceptional. And I was so worried after one season that they wouldn't renew it, because it is niche kind of joy and intensity and love and music, and it's just so good. and it got a second season. So
I was just the thing that I was turned off by most was the actual music. It had a really hard time watching it. Does it get better? Do they perform better, or is it pretty much? I'll try it again.
Mandy Moore, the choreographer, does all of the choreography for the show. She's fan-fucking-tastic. It's just the story, the relationships. I love it. And I only watch things on DVR, but if there's like a song I don't like, or which hasn't really happened but once, I just fast forward right through that. But to be able to hear people's thoughts through them singing is, I don't know, it works so well to know what your family's thinking, what everybody's, I don't know. It's a great, great show. And dear listener, you should really check it out.
Omniscient narrator with a beat.
Oh, it's so good. Dear listener, what are you watching? I would like it if you guys could recommend some shit for us, because after a year of quarantining, or at least restricting access to the outside world, we're running out of shit. And
I love that you said that like they're in trouble. What are you watching?
What are you watching? Now I don't know what my son is doing because he's in his own room with his own computer and his own setup. And I'm kind of lonely in here in the office, and it's kind of echoier. It's different. I might recruit my daughter to put her desk in there and loosen up her room a little. I don't know. I like the company. So I want to know what you're listening to, and let us know by writing us at brilliantobservations@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at Brilliant Observations, or Twitter, not so much. I think I lost that sign on. And Instagram at Listen Brilliant. Come find us. Fill us in, post pictures of what you're watching or listening to, or whether or not you wear a thong and you think it's comfortable. Maybe it's just the size of our asses that don't appreciate having floss shoved up in the middle. I don't know. Really, what we're looking for is an education here, and it's time for you to educate us. We're grateful you're here. Now do your part. We love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Suck, fingly dick, and stuck it. All this and more on Horsey Dotes.